Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Jumping Flash Re, aka Robbit Mon Dieu Part 1. This game is officially called Robbit Mon Dieu, but I always call it Jumping Flash Re because, well, if this game came out in North America, it would be called Jumping Flash Re because this is the third game in the Jumping Flash series. But it's not as good as the first two Jumping Flashes. The first two Jumping Flashes are far way better, and this game took a very drastic turn for the series is. The first two were developed by X-Fax. This game is developed by Sugar and Rockets, and Sugar and Rockets had very different ideas on what to do with the Jumping Flash franchise. So that's why this game is, very different. It has a completely different structure. The levels work differently. It's all very different. This game doesn't even really have much of a story. I don't know any. When I first played this, I had no idea what was going on. It's all in Japanese, and I don't speak Japanese at all, so I have no idea what's going on. So I had to look up the story on the internet, on Wikipedia, or some website like that. And as you could probably guess, I was actually really good at figuring out what the game's story is. This game barely has a story at all. It's just simply, it's a time of peace. There isn't much stuff going on. So Robbit has to go to this place called Hanamu, or whatever it's called. I don't know if Hanamu is a planet or some place, I don't know. He has to go to this place called Hanamu, and he just does chores for people. Like, hey Robbit, can you clean my garage? Hey Robbit, can you do this for me? Hey Robbit, can you do that for me? Hey Robbit, can you... That's all he does. He's just doing chores, pretty much. This is a video game version of doing chores. And occasionally there's some storyline plot stuff that goes on, plot crap that goes on, but... like I said, none of it really makes much sense at all. This game doesn't really have much of a story at all. It's just kind of a lost opportunity on this game's part, because there could have been so much stuff they could have done with this game. This game could have had a much deeper story. Jumping Flash 1 had a very basic story. It's just simply Baron Aloha wants to rip the world apart so it could turn into a huge private retreat for himself. But in Jumping Flash 2, actually had a more of a deeper story about Baron Aloha's homeworld getting attacked. And now this is Jumping Flash Re. This game barely has a story at all. You can save and load games, but I don't know how to do that since it's all in Japanese, and I still can't read Japanese yet. I'm interested in learning Japanese, though. So we have a big map in this game. We can walk or we can fly around. You press the circle button selects, X button goes back, which is a very common thing in a lot of Japanese PS1 games for some reason. So we're going to meet some kid that's going to give us some tasks to do. This game begins very simple, but difficulty-wise, this is actually the hardest of the free Jumping Flash games. This game actually can get pretty challenging. It's even worse for me because I was playing this game on a keyboard. I still don't have access to a controller yet, so I had to use my keyboard, and my keyboard keeps getting worse and worse all the time. My computer's getting worse all the time, too. This is that same HP laptop that I got over 2 years ago. And I've been using it a lot. It used to be really flawless if emulating PS1 games, but now it seems to be failing, which, isn't good that it keeps failing at PS1 games. Specifically, this game crashes a lot, which is bad because I've never really known this to crash that much. So for this first level, we have to deliver that kid to his house, I think, which is all the way up there. How the kid get down here, I don't know. And some of the familiar enemies are back, like those Kiwi things we saw in the first two games. They're back in this game. Robbit pretty much plays the same, or mostly the same as he did in Jumping Flash 1 and 2. Yeah, it still has that flaw where if you press down and one of the arrow keys, you'll hear like a wheelie sound. Robbit's yellow in this game for some reason. I don't know why they changed his color scheme, and his sidekick is also, different too. But his sidekick pretty much changes in every game, so I guess that kind of makes sense on their part. And also that ability that Robbit only had in super mode and hyper mode in Jumping Flash 1 and 2, where you're in the air and you press the triangle button, he does a body slam, like a ground pound kind of thing, slam down. Robbit has that ability in this game right from the beginning. There's a limitation on it too. There's no scoring system at all in this game, except for the currency, because currency is, you earn currency in this game. It's called Kiwi or something like that. You earn it for completing levels sometimes, and you find other bits of currency throughout the game. And the only thing that I know if you could do is you can use it to buy weapons in this game. Yeah, I remember the items that we had in the first two games we just simply got from destroying enemies and collecting stuff that comes to them. Well, that's not a thing in this game. Instead, you actually have to find like these vending machines in it, like in Ratchet and Clank, and you actually have to pay money and get an item. You only get one item, and it's only good for like a short amount of time too if you don't use it. So actually, the weapon system kind of sucks in this game. Actually, it was perfect in the first two games, but they really messed it up with this one. So I don't even bother. Heck, you're even going to use special items most of the time anyways. Well, levels in this game don't make any use of them at all. Like the level we're about to go to. We're going to be coming across a lot of these. I hope you like jumping levels or falling levels or things like that. I hope you like stuff like that because there's going to be a lot of that in this game. I think the same guy did the music to the first two Jumping Flashes, also did the music to this one. I'm not 100% sure about that, but the music in this game is still pretty decent. Especially this music playing right now. I really love this music in this level where you have to jump on these platforms and jump to the end. It's almost like a bonus level from Super Smash Bros., but it's Jumping Flash. We have a time limit too. We also get a safety net too because the first time we're doing this. So you have to get there before the 1 minute is over. As you can see, it's a time limit thing. I don't know if you get scored based on how many of these you jump on. Sometimes I don't jump on all of them and I get nothing. I still jump on them and I jump on all of them and I still get absolutely nothing. So I don't know what the point of that is or what how this works exactly. I don't know, there's still a lot I don't know about this game. Maybe if I spoke Japanese, I would understand. Or maybe if I spoke Japanese, I would understand this, but nah, I don't understand this at all because I don't speak Japanese. But yeah, there is some English, like that's excellent, assuming that's the same, I don't know, assuming that's supposed to be English and maybe some weird Japanese phrase, I don't know. So yeah, these levels are very standard and straightforward and pretty basic overall, but that's what you expect for the first level of this game. Or one of the first levels, not the absolute first level, of course. And there's always like a bunch of like text afterwards. And occasionally get news like newspapers that come up and tell you information about stuff or give you. But like I said, I don't even know what any of that is. And you actually could read more, but what's the point? It's all in Japanese. I have no idea what any of it is. I highly doubt any of it's meaningful, considering the fact this game has a lack of a story. And there's this guy, I don't know his name, but there's this other guy who kind of, I thought, well, look at that, it's that evil Robbit from the original Jumping Flash. Remember in the original Jumping Flash, we had to fight against that evil Robbit? Well, he's back in this game, and we have to compete against him, apparently. Like, apparently some sort of rivalry between the yellow Robbit and the black or dark blue. I don't know, maybe it's not the same one. Or maybe he got a color change, I know. Well, then again, this Robbit got a color change in this game, so why couldn't his adversary get a color change too? I guess that kind of makes sense in that case. So this time around, we have to fall through the rings. So you know how much we love falling through rings, right? Superman loved falling through rings in the very same year this game came out. So I guess that makes sense. And this game came out in 1999, about 3 years after Jumping Flash 2. And the graphics in this game actually are a lot better than the graphics were in the first two Jumping Flashes, which makes sense. It came out years later. The graphics are so much more refined, which is pretty common for a PS1 game for 1999. These really are some of the better graphics you could find on the PS1, especially for this era. So I made it to the end. There was just a falling challenging, went for all the rings, and I didn't get anything at all, so I don't really know what the deal with that is. You see there's a battery too, which indicates how much power you have for the ground pound, or the pound thing, I don't know what that is again. So we defeated the Dark Robbit, the evil Robbit. And he's just talking about more nonsense again. This guy, I don't even know what the deal with this guy's. Spoiler alert, we never fight him at all in this game again or see him again, so I don't even know what the point of that is. Or maybe he's controlling the other Robbit, I don't know. Like I said, I know nothing about the story of this game, because story, is completely meaningless in this game. So now we cleared that, we can now have more levels, because this game does have non-linear gameplay. You can play the levels in any order, just like that of a Mega Man game, but new levels do get unlocked as you complete the other levels, so you complete one level, more stuff comes. Well, there's that kid again, and this time he's going to complain about how it's raining and there's frogs everywhere, and he really hates the frogs. I don't know why he hates frogs so much. Frogs are awesome. They eat flies, which bug us all the time. They eat other kinds of bugs too that get in our way, so frogs would actually be our friends, theoretically speaking. But apparently this kid wants us to, play exterminator and kill all the frogs. I don't know, maybe he's working with Doc Hopper so he can make frog legs, fried frog legs or something like that. And those frogs with the hats, I remember them. They were also in Jumping Flash 1, Jumping Flash 2, and of course they're back in this game. Most of the enemies in this game are the same ones we saw in the other two games, so there actually was like a lack of originality. I mean, sure, Jumping Flash 2 is pretty much a carbon copy of the first game in a lot of ways. It did rehash a lot of stuff from the first game, but this game also rehashes quite a bit from the first game. So it's mostly graphics, like the models, like the character models, sometimes the enemy models. A lot of that's reused from the first two games, but other than that, not really much is reused. But again, it's made by different people, and it's years later, so this makes sense. And this game, like I said, is very different. Like, we're not like, it's not like in the first two games you have to go through 2 levels and fight a boss. There are bosses in this game, but it's but they often come at random times. They really come from random. I call it random because I don't really care about which order I do the levels in. I don't even know what any of the levels are, so I just randomly pick a level and just hope it's something good, hope it's something beatable, hope it's something I actually know how to do. It's not possible to clear every level in this game, because before you get to the end of the game, or if you just go around playing all the levels, before you get all of them completed, it's going to take you to the final boss, and once that happens, it doesn't let you play any of the levels again. When you get to the final boss, so... one more frog remaining. I think I know where it is. Probably around here somewhere. This level does look a lot like the first level from the original Jumping Flash, the jump in the highlands. I think they're trying to make it reminiscent of that. This game is very reminiscent of the first Jumping Flash. You'll see later in the game there's a lot of references to the original Jumping Flash and trying to make it look like... I mean, this game does still capture the spirit of what Jumping Flash is supposed to be. It is a fun first-person game, shooter-type game, I don't know what you call it exactly. Where you go through wacky worlds that look like it's supposed to be somewhere in space. I have no idea what Hanamu is anyways. It's some sort of planet, I think. I'm guessing it's a planet, maybe, or something like that. And Robbit goes to them for Universal City Hall, kind of like when we went in the second game where he went to Little Moo. In the first game he was on Earth. So it's been established that other planets exist in the universe of Jumping Flash, and there's an alien species that inhabit the universe, and so I guess it makes sense in that way, that there's different things. Oh look, we're going to see, and this is the first time it's happened, it's going to give us a newspaper article that we have to read. Anima Sometime News, yeah, just a bunch of useless crap. There's often coupons for there, but I doubt they're good for anything, 10% off, 10 this off. I would even print that out anyway, so the PS1 have a printer. Well, the Game Boy had a printer, so I know the PS1 had a printer too. So I have no idea what I just clicked on. I'm just randomly clicking on those. Oh yeah, we're taking on these things. Those things that look like the KKK of this game, where they wear those freaking wizard-like hoods that are in there. And they're like red and blue or something like that. And they're being attacked by the ghosts from Pac-Man. But only Robbit's not scared of the ghosts from Pac-Man. In fact, Robbit actually has the ability to destroy them easy using his weapons. They don't even look like magic arrows anymore in this game. They now just look like downright rockets. Well, this game was made by a company called Sugar and Rocket, so I guess that makes sense. You have to destroy all 13 of the ghosts. And we can also jump on them too, yeah, because touching them doesn't seem to take away any of our health at all. I'm not even sure if it's possible to regain health in this game. I've never seen any health refills anywhere in this game. There aren't even lives in this game. Remember in the first game, 2 games, you roll up to 9 lives, you get killed, you lose life. Well, that doesn't happen in this game. You get killed in a level, you just restart the level all over again right from the beginning of the level, and there's no continues, and well actually technically you get unlimited continues, just like the first 2 games. I probably thought lives are redundant for that reason. Just give everyone unlimited continues for every level, and who needs lives then? I guess that, yeah, I guess. You can jump on this thing, jump, and you can jump and get sent really high into the air where you can fall. At least the physics work in this game, I guess that's really good. I always wanted to play this game when I was a kid. I always heard about it. I mean, I loved Jumping Flash 1 and 2 when I was a kid growing up. But I never got to play Jumping Flash 3 because it only came out in Japan, and I never lived in Japan. I just collected a collectible card right there. There's a lot of collectible cards in this game. You get a lot of them just by playing through the levels. See, I always wanted this game as a kid, but I was never able to get it because I didn't have a Japanese PS1. It wasn't until 2019 is when I finally got to play this game, because I finally got a PS1 emulator and allowed me to play this game. Because emulation is the only real way I can play this Japanese PS1 game, and this game is also rare as well too. And this game actually costs a pretty penny as well too, so I guess it got a limited release, or maybe maybe people in Japan are just that much richer. There aren't really any real copies of this game on eBay. I tried looking for this game on eBay, and it's like, there's nothing about this. And heck, I didn't even think this was a real game at one point in time. Someone suggested this. I just heard about it in an article, or someone talked about how this could have been a sequel or something like that. Almost as if it didn't really exist. But it does exist because I'm playing it right now. And I bet this Let's Play I'm doing right now, this game is going to be one of the only Let's Plays of this game on YouTube. I'm sure there's other Let's Plays, but I doubt very many people are going to care about this game. What does it matter to me anyways? It's not like anyone's seriously going to sit there and watch this, right? Nah, everyone's going to want to watch this. Everyone's going to want to know what Jumping Flash 3 is like. It's the third and final part of the Jumping Flash trilogy. After this, the Jumping Flash trilogy will be complete. There's technically one more Jumping Flash game on the PS1 too, It's called Pocket Moo, which I don't really get Pocket Moo that much. It's just a collection of mini games. So mini games are like those Tiger handheld games where the screen is like a freaking calculator. And it's like a quarter of a bit, and there's barely any like processing or anything done at all. So it's a really dumb game. I actually did play it once before. Pocket Moo is really, or Pocket Moo, whatever it's called, is a really dumb game. I might still make a video of it eventually. So we cleared that level, the spooky level. Yeah, because every level in these games has to have at least one spooky level in it, right? Mario had spooky levels. Sonic did, so why not this? So there's those hooded things. I think they're some of the main villains of this game. So we kind of just helped the main villains. At least I think they're villains. I don't know. I don't even know what they're supposed to do. Maybe we don't know they're villains yet, or maybe they get used for something. I have no idea, and I really don't think anyone cares. It's the game that matters, right? Like no one plays a video game like this for story, right? It's always for the game itself. That's the most important part of a video game. Story's not really that important in a game. And so we're going to get some more Japanese text. And yes. So that's it, yes. Now we get some more levels unlocked too. This is Ray Phoenix signing out.